that's facts, nigga. Pandemic had me resort to the trap, nigga. I'm still focused. I know it's things that life gotta still show me. Shit, like I don't really say much, but every day I wake up, somebody got a problem with swoop. But you gotta look at yourself, motherfucker, then you probably gon' learn that your only fucking problem is you. But none of y'all like the truth. So the whistle was understood, but I'm mobbing cool and I'm chillin', smoking a little good with a swooty with some spread, and yeah, she a little hood. This the shit that make you do a two-step if you a thug. This should probably make a thug dance. Two-step with some pistol, nigga. Probably make a dope boy groove. Bad bitch drop the sound of the whistle, nigga. This should probably make a thug dance. Two-step with your Glock out. Party with the gang, two. Ain't nobody freaking shoot. This should probably make a thug dance. Two-step with your pistol, nigga. Probably make a dope boy groove. Oh yeah. This should probably make a thug dance. Hey. Party with the gang, too. Right.
Who is it?
Thank you,
Who that?
Curtains of Tonight.
Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who is that? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who is that? Who is that nigga that's driving a Bentley? Who is that nigga that's counting them 50s? Who is that nigga that's running the city? I be that nigga that's running it up. Keep that shit on me, I keep that shit tucked. I'm paper chasing, always in a rush. I gotta get it, that shit is a must. They wasn't with it, got left in the dust. I gotta be the one to make a change. Could wait to the day when they told me I changed. Put off my city and my last name. Put on a pinky ring and a new chain. Who was that? Look at me, I know you picture you in that. I know you don't know nobody doing that. We too hot, they can never be cool with that. If I like it, you know I'm pursuing that. Maybe I should get one or get two of that. Walk out of the bank, pocket stupid fat. Yeah, they know who I be, they ain't wondering. Who is that? Who is it? 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 Who is that? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who is that?
Let's go!
Bringing you nothing but hits.
I be that nigga that's running it up.
This is GRIZZBIZ, my 2 cents.
Who is that? I don't care. Peso. Y'all can talk how y'all want. Yeah, talk how you want, talk how you want. Who is that poppin' now? Who is that guappin' now? Who is that talking? Come get something to talk about. Who that girl smiling? Come get something to smile about. Took to the borders, get something to be proud about. Who is that nigga that run with the sheep? Who is that nigga that let all the lions out? Who is that nigga keep gassing them up? I keep passing them up, which I let all his tires out. Bitch, iron out, fire out. Still ain't got nothing to live for. Who is that? Give him something to die about. Who is that? Now they finally finding out. He complaining, get something to cry about. I be like, yes, they know who is that. I float off the earth, I ain't coming back, bitch.
Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who is that?
This your boy Grizz,
And I'm your main man, Ringbag.
and this is the GRIZZBIZ My 2 Cents Show, powered by Unanimous. What's up, people out in social media land? We back at it, Wednesday to Wednesday. And it's always jumping. It's always something happening between Wednesday to Wednesday. You dig what I'm saying? We got a very special guest on today. You know what I'm talking about? We got a nice show coming up for you. You know, we appreciate everybody that's participating, commenting, all the subscribers and new subscribers that have joined in. You know what I'm saying? We are making waves organically. And if you was listening to The Room, WGRZ, you was listening to that GKFM. As usual, it's hard. Now, I watch Gillian Wallow. I watch their stuff. And, you know, I think everybody be biting for real. You know what I'm talking about? I think they be taking little ideas that come from what we got going on because, you know, we unique. Well, nobody playing no music, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it is what it is. And I will put our music up against any music that they play. Industry, whatever. You know what I'm talking about? And you could tell them that. You know what I'm talking about? I might make even a short video and call them niggas out. But with no further ado, y'all, I got a special guest today, man, and I put on Facebook post yesterday. Does anybody know what an M80 is and how loud it is on a scale of 1 to 10? Everybody posted, it's a quarter stick of dynamite. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 10. You know what I'm saying? So it was ham on that. And I just put that out there just so I could get the feel. You know what I'm talking about? And I went on ahead and told them, you know what I'm talking about? We got our own M80 here in Cincinnati. Let's give a round of applause for M80, Marquise, the producer, Dave. You know what I'm talking about? I was smiling from ear to ear because I remember like, man, didn't you have a studio over in Walnut Hills or somewhere over there? And I came over there with the graffiti on the wall and everything. Yeah. So that let me know, like, you know, everybody been doing their thing for a minute, man. Let's give a round of applause again for M80, the producer, man.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? I like to, I don't want to be like the Breakfast Club and they talk about flowers. I don't want to give you no damn flowers. I want to give my people their props. You know, the respect that they do. You know what I'm talking about, for putting it down in this culture. And especially for those who make a name in the industry where it's so hard for people to get in. It's harder to get in the industry than it is to get in the NFL or any sports team. You dig what I'm saying? So,
real.
With that being said, man, what's been going on with you, brother?
Man, I'm just working, bro. Just working. I just staying focused and just working on new sounds, experimenting, same man, just building for real, building.
Hey man, a lot of people might not know who you are in the music industry. They do around here, and obviously in the industry itself, and in Cincinnati. You know what I'm saying? But I want to know off the rip where you get your musical taste and incline. I mean, taste and from. Where did you get the incline?
I grew up listening to a lot of music, man. Most of my music is just a reflection of that and just things that I got into like as an adult, like classical music but you know, I grew up listening to like 3-6 Mafia and Cash Money and Jagged Edge and Drew Hill, you know what I mean? Like just all the 90s. I was born in 1990, so I grew up listening to all that. So that's where I get most of my inspiration from, for real, just 90s music, classical music. I like to listen to all different type of genres, for real, so I don't just block my brain to one thing, you know what I mean?
Right. Did your family play music? You play any instruments?
Nah, I ain't had no family that, you know, had no musical background. I still don't know. I mean, it's probably like some generations back, but I gotta like ask my grandma or something, because I don't know nobody in my family that did music.
So how did you get started? What made you say, hey, let me make a beat. Let me see if I can do this and do that. How to explain your journey.
Like, I always been into music, you know what I mean? Since I was a kid, I was either like recording songs onto the tape, you know what I mean? Remember, you could like record songs onto the cassette tape off the radio.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing that. I was just always listening to instrumentals. Like, but then when I was about 13, 14, I actually had the opportunity to make a beat. Like my homie in there messing around on a computer. I'm like, man, let me get on there. It was the FL Studio program.
Okay.
It was like version 3 or 4 back then, but I got on there and I made a beat, and I ain't never stopped since that day. And I was like, I don't know if I was 13 or 14, somewhere around there, like 8th, 9th grade. I made my first beat and I just ain't stopped. Like,
did they use the beat? Was they rapping? What was they
ain't
doing?
Nobody used the beat, man. The beat was trash. I ain't gonna lie to you. The beat was trash, but shit, it was a beat though.
Right,
you know what I mean? It was all cohesive. It made sense. Somebody could have rapped on it if they wanted to, but that shit was trash. I ain't gonna lie.
That's what's up. So after you done made your beats and so forth, when did you actually put it to what was your first artist that you put it to? You remember that?
I think like some of the first artists, I know my nigga Mooley, he used to come and grab beats from me like in the way back in the beginning. My boy Rico, he was grabbing beats from me. It wasn't like no when I first started, it wasn't like no well known, artists in the city really, hip to me yet till I start like getting out and going to the beat battles and linking up with other producers in the city like Kill Will. That was like my first mentor in music.
Okay,
like,
he's coming too. I gotta get him too.
Yeah, yeah. So, man, I don't. Back in the beginning, that I ain't really start off like dealing with like the notable people in the city. It was just like some people that I knew. And they was like, "Damn, man, you make beats now," so they just start supporting me. You know what I mean? Because they seen I was taking it serious, so they start rapping on my beats. And I ain't think the beats was all that, but they was fucking with it though. Like, so I just kept going from there.
That's what's up. So, what was your process? Was it a particular program? I heard you say FL, the Fruity Loops. Is that what you use? Or do you use instruments? How did you build your beats?
Man, that's what I use to this day. I used to use like Reason too. It's a program called Reason. I used to mix. I used to rewire FL Studio and Reason, or like certain keyboards and stuff like right now I got this Roland Juno. I had like a Korg M50. I ended up selling that, but I just use whatever I can get my hands on, really, man. Like you can hook the hardware up to the software. So that's my main thing I like to do is hook up the hardware to the software and mix in like the hardware sounds with the VSTs and the drums and all that.
Okay. So you like to, like you said when you first opened up, you like to experiment.
Yeah, I like to experiment for real. Like my process, like when creating, be like I just like to get on there and basically freestyle. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes I might go into it with an idea, but for the most part, I'm freestyling and just messing with sounds, seeing what I can come up with. You know what I mean?
Right. That's what's up. Now, when did you realize that you had something? When did you, so let's say, start feeling yourself, and when did people start in the city start realizing, hey, M80 got that heat for him?
Man, I'll probably say like I might have been like 17 or 18 at that time. And that's when I really I was hanging with Kill Will a lot. So, I'm around, people that's making hot music at the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I'm learning more. I'm getting better. It was probably around 17, 18. I was going to the beat battles. I was going to the beat battles over there at the Greenwich.
Yep.
Shout out to Contracts for putting that together. Rest in peace, Scan Dizzle, man. He was always there supporting. He was
let's give a round of applause for these three names you said. Scan Dizzle, Scandal, if you don't know, he's a pioneer in music here, hip hop here. Let's give a round of applause for Kill Will too, because that guy been putting it down. And we gonna get him on the show too. So you let him know too that Grizz is coming for him, because he sure been putting in work too. But
definitely, yeah.
But so that's when you started feeling yourself. So as a producer in the city, who's your favorite artist you to work with, business wise? And that's another thing. How did you get so savvy with your business? You know what I'm saying? Because in order for you to be where you're at right now, you had to have your business in order.
Oh, for sure, man. It's come from learning experiences just over the years and like doing research, being around other people that's involved in music business to learn from them. Just stuff like that, man. Like, and now at this point, it's like I learned a little bit. I know way more than I used to know back then, but it's still like a whole lot of stuff I don't know. So it's like you always got to have like managers and lawyers and all that stuff.
You got local lawyers, or did you have to go out of the state?
Nah, yeah. Most of the lawyers I deal with, they be out of state. I'll
what's
be
up.
wanting to find somebody local for sure though, and build up with them. You know what I mean? Instead of going to deal with the lawyers that's already got clients, and you know what I mean. I want to build with somebody here in the city, but I ain't came across nobody yet.
Okay. Hold on. You know what? I see my lovely co-host, my family jumped in and joined, so we got to give her proper introductions. You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure.
And she welcome to chime in and not if she want to, but let's give a round of applause for Ivory The Aries.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's my co-host, man. That's my family, the cuz. And
Okay.
she'll jump in. But man, that lawyer talk, there's a lawyer here I'm about to get you the number for, because that what you just said is what a lot of people go through. Like, I don't know, like when you're dealing with the celebrities that you deal with, do you have to deal with their lawyers when it comes to doing the deals that you make?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You usually, man, that's the best thing you could ever do, man. Is just have a solid lawyer and a solid manager on your end. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm still like, I'm the type person, I ain't gonna lie. Anytime I get a contract, like I be reading through it myself, but I'm not a lawyer. You know what I mean? So I just like to read through it just to see what they be saying and what they talking about.
Oh,
Just to try to
them contracts ain't no joke. I remember when we had an artist uh do a song for a soundtrack, independent film. And I don't know if you know Zarian, but me and him went through contracts, man, that was this freaking thick. And I had to have contracts for them to perform at the High Boys when we opened up for them. I had to get all types of parent signatures and sign-offs and so forth. It got to the point where I got upset with reading this stuff like, man, I'm just going to write this the way I want to write it. And this is what I want. This is what we want. This is what we offering to give you, blah, 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 blah. And if you don't like it, take it to, and there used to be an entertainment lawyer downtown in the Kroger building that we would send everybody to for their contract. So you definitely, and I think it's like they say in the game, man, you don't want to be dealing with like Birdman and they lawyers. Why would I deal with Birdman and they lawyers work for you?
exactly. Yeah, you can't. Man, the thing that lawyer thing get tricky, man. Like picking the right one, but it's really just about finding, you know what I mean? It depends on the situation, who you dealing with for sure, but just finding somebody that's, you know what I mean, neutral in the situation versus, like you said, you can't deal with them people's lawyer because they on their side, you know what I
Right.
mean? So
Every back end, this you don't figure out, this, that, and the third. Now, well, you didn't say that up front. Well, you didn't read the contract all the way through. So,
exactly.
we're going to get points on this if we don't sell this and that and blah, 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 blah. Like, oh, my gosh. So you definitely got to get it in, and I salute you for being on top of your game like that. Now, I asked your favorite person to work with, because I don't see you get too involved with the politics and the bull crap that goes on with the music in Cincinnati. It's a lot of goofy crap that goes on, and I don't see you in the middle of none of that stuff right there. And I was thinking like, well, damn, who Malio? I know you work with him a lot.
Yeah.
And he handles his business. Let me get him on here too. But who's your
Yeah,
favorite?
for sure. As far as in the city,
Yeah, and the industry too.
man, definitely Malio for sure, because he like one of the few artists I know that like really work.
Right.
Like that's one main thing with me, like, is people and the work ethic, because I'm always like music. Like that's all I do. So it's like when somebody else can make a couple songs back to back, you know what I mean? I
Mm-hmm.
respect that type of work ethic, and he one of them type of artists. So definitely him. As far as the city, and industry wise, man, I think probably one of the coolest sessions I had was like with Jack Harlow, because it was just like a cool vibe. It was like, you know what I mean? Everybody was chilling. then we just would start making music. It wasn't like no pressure, nothing. Everybody just
Did he
vibing
come
in
here
there.
or did you go down? Where he? Ain't he from Louisville?
Nah, he from Louisville, yeah. We was actually in Atlanta. We was in Atlanta at that session at Bass Studios. That's KY Engineering
Okay.
Studio. Yeah, we was in there, and
That,
it was a cool vibe in there, man. That was probably my favorite session for real.
that was my next question. I'm like, now everything is emailed or dropping air delivered beats and so forth, and then they put their verse on it and so forth on that. So you actually done sessions. Have you had to send beats through the mail or whatever for them to get on?
Oh yeah, I always send beats like through whatever, like the email and the phone, all that. Because every artist different and every song and situation is different. Like sometimes you can send an artist a beat and they just hear that beat and they just click with them. Like you know what I mean? So it definitely be a difference between being there and just sending the beats, but you can make good music either way.
That's what's up. What was I going? I lost my train of thought. But Gucci. What was it like working with Gucci? Did you work with Gucci?
And that was dope. I wasn't at the studio session for that one. My big bro was in there though. Honorable C, no, he was in there. That's how he was in there playing the beats. He was in there playing the beats for him. But yeah, I wasn't at that one. But just even hearing him rap on one of my tracks, that was dope for real.
Right.
That's one of the people I grew up listening to. So
that's what's up. That's what's popping. Do you have any plans? Did you do any production deals with any artists here? Or are you strictly
man,
placements?
I ain't really got into that, man, not yet, because I don't know, man. Like I say, man,
If it's working for you, let it work for
I gotta
you.
see something as far as on the city, but right now I'm just focused on like the industry shit right now. It ain't too many artists that's really, the people that's really working, I'm pretty much already working with them. You know what I mean?
Right. So as far as getting placements, I know you ain't gonna tell how to plug, but what kind of advice do you have? Because it's a lot of producers, and a lot of producers in the city make good music. You know what I'm saying? And if you could drop some game on how they could get their stuff to the right people, not specifically how your connects is, but you could lay a foundation or give some game, drop a little gems about like, hey, you need to do this and do that and keep pushing this and that and the third. Cause
man. My thing with that, I ain't never been, the type of person to keep the game away from nobody. It ain't no secret, man. I tell everybody the same thing, bro. Like all I did was first I locked in on my craft.
right.
Like if you want to compete with what's going on, you gotta stay in the gym. Like I tell everybody that you gotta stay in the gym and keep practicing. Like every beat you make is practice. It don't even matter if it's a fire beat. Like, yeah, that's a good beat, but that's still practice. Like everything practice. Like, you know what I mean? So you gotta first lock in on your craft to the point where it's like you really putting yourself in that rhythm of creating all the time and just being able to create at a higher level, like a quality level. That's the most important thing. I always say before we even get to talking about doing anything, tap in on mastering your craft so people take you serious. You know what I mean? And then after that, you gotta move around and network. Like travel, go to whatever city that you feel like is something going on with music and network with people. Find the music events, talk to people. That's pretty much all I ever did was just start traveling and networking and then, using the internet. But all of that coming together with you tapping in and mastering your craft, everything gonna come together how it's supposed to. If you really got your heart and your mind set on it, it's gonna come to you. It's gonna come together. You just gotta put yourself out there to even be seen and be recognized so they can know you there. You can't just be making the hardest music ever sitting in your house somewhere don't nobody know you. You gotta get outside and network and move around.
Do you have anybody under your wing like you was under somebody's wing?
And I don't, man. And I be thinking about that too. Like, damn, I don't think I'm that good of a teacher, honestly, man. Cause I don't know I think the approach, like how I teach shit, people probably ain't gonna understand it. Cause I don't keep shit from people. Like, I just give people the straight, real, raw shit. Like, look, do this, do that. And they be thinking I ain't teaching them, but the whole time I'm telling them exactly what to do. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I don't know. It probably ain't time for me to be a mentor yet, I guess. But
that makes sense. That makes sense because you probably feel you ain't reached your plateau yet. You probably you probably feel like you're just getting started.
Man, I'm just getting started. That's it.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly. Well, what's your next project you got coming up?
Man, I'm working on.
So let me ask you. When I say project, let me refuse that because you don't do production with people. So when you get music together and send it out, is it like a EPK of beats that you send out to the people that you know, or is it just one track to you specifically? Because I got a family in the industry, and he's a songwriter and producer too. He's wrote for Chris Brown and a whole bunch of other people. Yeah. And when he does music and he sings it himself or plays it himself, you can hear that was designed for Chris Brown. Yeah. Is that how you operate? Design like, hey, like with Gucci, like, hey, I know this how this nigga rhyme and this is his flow. I'm gonna design something specifically for him.
Man, honestly, I just start doing that, like actually crafting things like for specific artists. I always just been the type of person, like I say, like my creative workflow is just me basically freestyling and just going in making beats. Like I never had people in mind like, oh, such and such will sound good on this beat. I'm just working and just cranking out beats. I ain't even thinking like that. But now recently I've been doing that. I've been like really listening to artists and tapping into their sound and trying to craft things to specifically send for certain people. But for the most part, like up until this point, like everything I done did was just me making beats and people liking the beats and making songs to them.
Okay. Well, like you said, like I said, you're growing and you're plateauing. I mean, you ain't plateaued yet, so you still got a long way to go. You know what I'm saying? And I just appreciate your work ethic, man. I've been seeing it popped up when I went through your playlist. I was like, well, dang, he's sitting here doing some things. You know what I'm saying? Some things. So I expect and I say this, I expect more great things from you, young man. You know what I'm saying? Sure, I feel you ain't done yet. And also, I want you to teach one too. You know what I'm saying? I want you to go grab back like it was done to you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure that they didn't teach you. You picked up on all the game and incorporated what they put down and put it in your arsenal. And that helped make you are now. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's up.
For sure. I'm definitely looking forward to that for sure, man. I definitely want to teach somebody and help build them up so they can accomplish their goals for sure.
Yeah, you might mess around and go ahead and pull you a drizzle. You know what I'm saying? With all that heat you got, you might want to go ahead and pull you a drizzle and grab you one of these folks that's working and go ahead and put you a hot one out yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I've been thinking about that too, man. I've been thinking about that.
You know what I'm talking about?
Together my own records. I've been thinking on that. It got to be that work ethic, man. That's my thing, bro. If that work ethic ain't there, I ain't interested, bro. Like, and it's only a few people that's really working on that level. So, yeah, I'm gonna figure it out. I do want to do that though. I want to do that. I want to put together something with artists from the city and
and I cut you off, but yeah, you and my son Easy was supposed to do something, and I'm saying it right now. You know what I'm talking about? That's what I wanted. A funk beat from y'all. I remember that challenge? I think I want a funk beat. I want to get you to make a funk beat.
Yeah.
And you and him get down one. I pay for the beat, whatever it is. I pay for it. But I want to hear him on, because y'all did some work together, I believe.
Yeah. We got some work together.
But it wasn't funky enough.
Nah. We wouldn't even really for that one. I don't think that's the sound we was even going for. We was just working for real, like
Right.
we were just really freestyling. We wasn't even really tapping into no sounds and nothing like that. But we got some heat though for sure.
That's what's up, and I'm definitely whatever it is, a ticket we gonna take care of because I definitely want that, and
we can put that together for sure. Yeah.
And I also, man, ZCAF fam, you know what I'm saying, they doing their thing too. I would love to hear Swooty. I can't never think of his name. It's like a fish, but them on some of your beats too, man, because you do got some swing about yourself, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they are serious workers. They are really working. If you want somebody that's working, I call them the new Wu-Tang. So you might want to go on Spotify and check them out and listen to their playlists and so forth, because those cats is really working. And I'm saying, like I said last week, I'm telling the world now. Across the seas, they're already getting on, but I'm telling the world now. I'm telling them at home now. They the new Wu-Tang niggas. The new Wu.
Nah, they dope. I definitely been hearing some of their music for sure. They
know what I'm saying? Let's give them a round of applause. I always give them a round of applause. You know what I'm saying? Well, I ain't gonna hold you, man. I just wanted to shine a little light on you. You know what I'm talking about? Maybe put something in your arsenal, because I appreciate the work ethic. I appreciate you not being in the bull crap, you know what I'm saying? And actually people can actually see you working. And I wanted people outside the industry in Cincinnati, besides the rappers and the other producers, I wanted the hometown people to see, hey, we have some young talent in Cincinnati that's not on no BS, that has real music placement, music with the people that you listen to, the people that you go spend your money with. You have people from here making their music that you going to spend money to. Right. So you need to know who's doing that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a bigger picture than that, you know. But like I said, man, I appreciate you being on the show. Quick interview.
Nah, man, I appreciate you, man, for real. Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? So let's give M80, the quarter stick of dynamite of Cincinnati, another round of applause.
Great.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to let you go, brother. And I'm going to carry on with this show, man. And you continue to do what you do. And I appreciate you popping up, being prompt, and, about the interview and taking it serious. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't do that. Bro. A lot of people want to gas face you and act like they better than your platform or whatever it is. I don't know. But thank you again.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Thank you for reaching out and having me.
No problem. All right, y'all. It's Wednesday, and I've got my guest. And I've got my co-host. I said guest. My co-host back. She back? Let's give a round of applause for Ivory The Aries again. Good news you can use. She always says, Grizz, you do the interview with the artist because you talk so damn much. I can't get a question in anyway. And I sit there and I'm looking pretty, but somebody has to hear my voice, cuz. I'm like, okay. You know. What's up with you, lady?
What's going on, family? You just be doing too much on Wednesdays. But you know what? That was a great interview. I learned a lot about the guests, so I appreciate that. Yeah. I ain't mind sitting this one out.
There you go. I be trying to, some of these guys be really doing their thing, man, as far as putting it down. And when you got songs from artists, major artists that people on here listen to the radio on 50,000 times a day, you might want to know who made the music or some of the music that you're listening to. You know what I'm saying? It's right here in the hometown.
Sometimes I'm very surprised by some of the artists, producers, and some of the behind the scene work that goes into making some of these hits, because you always expect it to be, the big reps, the big names, and a lot of times it's not. So that's good to know. Definitely good to know.
Well, what's up? That's what's happening. But now we're gonna get on this other page here with news you could use and everything, because Wednesdays be jumping, man.
Oh. Honey, since last Wednesday and this Wednesday, it's been nothing but news, and a lot of it. So I would like to start off in the wonderful world of sports. First of all, I'd like to say you Bengals fans have done it again.
All
You
right.
guys are.
What do you mean? Go ahead. What? You was about to
No,
shit
no,
on
no.
us. You was about to shit
Because
on
you
us.
know what? See, everybody expects me to be a hater because I'm a Steelers fan, but I'm not a hater. I'm just a fan of a good team. However, the Bengals are having a good season this year. Y'all held on. I really thought, y'all was going to do something last game, which, you did a lot, but you just didn't take the W home. But that's cool. But y'all, stood your ground. The Bengals really got a good shot at least making it to the playoffs this year, saying that the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers are having a very up and down season so far. So I'm hoping to see, if not my team, my hometown team, go ahead and go all the way. So from the mouth of a non-hater, there you have it.
Let's give her a round of applause because she smoothed that over. And I think the only reason why you doing that is because I think your Steelers might have won. And even though they won, we're not going to be a hater because you wasn't a hater.
Yeah, don't do that. See, you can mention my successes and your failures in the same sequence, but don't
There you go.
Yeah. But I'm looking forward to seeing it. But it's a lot going on in sports right now. Kyrie Irving is suspended until he gets vaccinated. How you feel about that, Grizz? We said it was gonna happen.
Yeah, we did. The vaccine is retarded. Now I'm going to I was supposed to go to the comedy show Friday, but them tickets is gone. I waited too late to get them, and they want a whole lot of money to sit up way up top. So what we gonna do is we just gonna go Saturday.
Last week, how'd you let me know how to pick yours up when I was picking mine up? But you ain't tell me.
Yeah, because and another thing, Mike Epps is funny. He's funny. I'd rather watch him on a Netflix show. He's funny. DC Fly Young, he's funny. He has his moments. All of that shit be best.
Yeah, that's why I don't care for Kevin Hart too much. I'm done with the antics. I can't do a lot of antics and yelling and
if you don't sit your skinny ass down, man. You know what I'm talking about? I don't care if you can fight, they have a bust you in your head and you don't sit your ass down. Sit down. He like a little wild child. He be funny at times. A lot of the time, but a lot of the time, boy, you want to take your shoe off. Spank his ass. But Carlos Miller, he's funny as hell. He's funny as hell. And then, I don't know the Desi dude. I might have seen some Facebook or something, but I never really know his name. Not that ain't being negative. I'm just telling you like it is. And then Country Wayne, he funny. I can't even lie. His stand-up was funny as heck, although I still think he a hater. I think he an undercover hater. You know what I'm talking about? Jesus is popping. But anyway, so back to the vaccine. We gonna go Saturday. So I had to go tomorrow. I got to go get a COVID test in order to get into the U.S. Bank Arena or the Heritage Bank Arena, because I'm not vaccinated. And I find it very retarded because fools, if you vaccinated, you still can catch it. So why ain't you getting tested? If I got to get tested to see if I have it, why don't the vaccinated people got to get tested to see if they have it?
And are spreading it.
And are spreading it unknowingly.
Yeah, I agree. Well,
and I stand with Kyrie. I hope he got money to sit out. Maybe with his.
Yeah, I mean, I said the same thing. Like, well, he got enough ends meetings for him not to play a few games. If he sits out the season, that's his business. But what also is affecting the non-vaccinated is there is a hospital in Colorado, and I'm not familiar with the name of the hospital, but they are denying any transplant to those people who are not vaccinated, which I find to be very discriminatory and in some ways probably illegal. Furthermore, it's just not humane to deny someone the chance of life because they are opting to not have their body invaded by things that could further harm them in their current state of need. or medical need. So I don't know. It's kind of beating a dead horse if you ask me, but it was ass backwards. So Colorado, shame on you. A C state, another C state that I have to acknowledge is going to be California. California is making a lot of strides, but then they're doing a lot of extra, like giving the property back to the original Black owners on the beach. They
Hey,
are
can I stop
making
you right there?
children.
Can I stop you? Hold your thought. I have to give a shout out to my brother, right? Because we have land in Texas, right? And my mom, and we're fighting for our land because it was done just like what they did in California, as far as taking the people's land on the beach. They've been doing that in Texas, where my family is from, Corsicana, Texas, and that's one of the biggest. That is the biggest place where oil was found in Texas. But there are so many cases in Texas right now, Corsicana, of them taking the land. So, long story short, we had to get in touch with these people. And as a matter of fact, my brother should be online in a Zoom call right now with the TYT. I can't think of the Army, whatever they are, but they was the people behind who brought their story that you're talking about to light. So they're picking up our story, and they went, when I get out of here, I'm going straight home to go see what's going on with that. But just to say that, yes, but continue. I just had to get that out there. Let's give a round of applause for the TYT Army and what's going on. People getting their land back in California, and hopefully we get parts of the rest of ours back. But anyway, yes, California is off the chain.
Yeah, well, I was going to mention Texas next, only because that's going to be a long, hard fight. But let me just say that California is also moving forward with not only are they replacing stolen property back to its original owners, they're also requiring that the Medicare coverage, medical coverage, also covers sanitary products for women during their menstrual needs, as well as doulas and other options for those that opt out of hospital deliveries and things like that. So
What's a doula?
big ups to doula. It's like the way I can put it is an organic delivery doctor, a doctor that performs deliveries. They are use holistic and all natural methods of releasing
Oh,
pain.
no epidurals or not epidurals. What's the word?
Absolutely. No medication at all whatsoever. It's what they specialize in. It's helping you have a safe and healthy delivery outside of medicine. So it's a good option, good route. A lot of African American people who have gotten it, Black people of color that have had the experience of a doula really recommend it. So big ups to California for that. They also, in California, are requiring that toy sections in department stores have gender neutral toy sections. Now, I don't know how beneficial that is one way or the other, but
what does that mean?
Event, gender neutral toy sections. That means there'll be toy sections for both, where both boys and girls can go and find things that will intrigue them and want them and encourage them in educational playtime without it being pink or blue, basically. That like there's not going to be just dinosaurs for boys, Legos for boys, and dolls for girls. They will be gender neutral. So you may find you a baby doll for your son or a Lego set for your daughter without having to go to separate sections of the store. I think that's the point.
A baby doll for your son?
Absolutely.
Can I get a boo for that? Can I get a boo?
No, wait, whoa. Before you boo, let me just make one point clear. A lot of people go into doll play with one thought process, right? But what the reality of it is that if you are in the home with your children and you provide day-to-day care to your children, do your children not see you cook? Do your children not see you change diapers? Do your children not see you giving bath time? Do your children not see you getting them dressed? I don't think it's a negative thing. I think you think about it indifferently. But a male has just as much of a role in upbringing and rearing children as the females do. So
what's that got to do with a doll? What's that got to do with a boy going to get a girl doll?
that means that he's learning how to parent that doll just like you have parented that child.
Oh, Lord, have mercy. What have you been drinking? You've been drinking?
Oh Lord. Grizz, I've been in childcare for a very long time, and it's not just beneficial for only girls to play with dolls. Boys play with dolls all the time, and it doesn't mean anything one way or the other sexually. It just means that they're attentive to the care that's being provided to them from both parents and not just the mother.
Yeah, so you was really on this, huh? So you on Superman, little boy, little son or whatever. What was it? The son? Superman's son?
That's different. Okay. So what that is doing is introducing a form of sexuality to children. That's not the same thing.
Why is not a doll not being? Well, because a doll don't have female parts or nothing, don't it?
Listen,
right. Okay, I
because
get
you're not encouraging a male-on-male relationship with your son by encouraging that he learns how to care and provide for a baby. Those are two different things, Grizz. You're looking at it from the same angle, but it's actually two separate things. Introducing a male-on-male sexual romantic relationship is different than encouraging your male child to participate in the upbringing of their children in the future. So to me, yes, those are two totally separate, different things. No, I don't encourage the bisexuality of Superman, especially since it's a show that or cartoon or whatever that's mostly engaged by young, impressionable children. So two totally separate, different things. To me, anyway, the way I view them. So that's why I say it the way that I do.
Okay.
The whole Texas thing with what you and your family is going through, I think definitely is going to be a fight. Grizz,
oh yeah, we already know.
Yeah, if you know anything about Texas, it's one of the most racist states. The governor, the mayor, everybody there.
Oh my gosh, you don't understand. You don't understand the red tape that they have been giving us. We didn't went down there. There's records missing. It's this, that, and the third. We done had high-powered lawyers talking about this is about to be the hardest fight because actually, I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. The name that has the land, the land that involves us in questions, is the Chinese. So yeah, I just put it out there. Yeah. So we got a big fight on us. We got a big fight. I ain't gonna say too much more. We're gonna let the news and everybody else do what they do with it, because.
Well, Texas, not only have they been longtime thieves of property and other things, but Texas is still allowing a lot of criminal activity to happen by non-Black people and over sentencing crimes for those of Black and brown people in the culture and in the community. So we all know that Texas is very racist, and so I'm wishing, your family good luck on that, praying for y'all that everything works out in y'all favor. But the FDA is another big part of the news. The FDA is wanting the government to approve vaccinations for children as young as 5 through 11. So pay attention, and pay attention. Where initially last year's heroes are today's criminals. So if you're refusing to be vaccinated, you could at some point potentially be jailed. They are making this a requirement for school-age children, which means that your child may be denied the right to their education based on their non-vaccinated status. So for me, I have a 4-year-old who will be going into kindergarten next year at 5. And so it made me really start paying a lot of attention to what's happening with this whole vaccine and COVID, and how the news is being prompted, how media is shifting, swaying the opinions of the mass public, false advertising. And we even talked about on Facebook last year how there's a lot of things that you can't find real information, no matter how much where you research. So this is going to be something a little different. I'm saying different in the way of, because news is so easily found, you are able to pick up your phone and use Google, where You know, when we probably had a lot of other situations that happened, you didn't have direct access to information, where now we should and we still don't. So that's the scary part for me, is I don't believe the news coverage will ever be
fair, truthful.
More truthful than anything, because it's definitely not factual. Yeah, I just don't think that anytime soon we'll really hear the truth on it, because we're not getting enough of everything else that's happening. Yes, we know that you can catch COVID and die. Yes, we know that you can be vaccinated and catch COVID and die. But what about all these people that are living with COVID, living life after the vaccine, life after beating COVID, we look at all these things that are going on with Social Security and with the government funding. And what happens when, and if, I won't even say if, when we find out all of the after effects of the vaccine or being a victim of COVID? What happens 10, 20 years from now when those things still affect your lives medically and the health that you're in and the care that you receive thereafter? So for me, that's the part that's bothersome. I think they're making this a requirement way, way, way too soon for kids that are way, way, way too young. And we don't know, we don't have enough research to know what happens 10 years from now. So for me, even in my pregnancy is a concern and a worry for me, because there are hospitals that are turning away patients that are needing to deliver because of vaccination status. So, it's just a lot of that it's a lot in the unknown.
It's getting ready to be crazy though, just like you're saying though, because nurses are quitting. And the news ain't reporting that.
The mandatory vaccination stages, and people uncomfortable in seeing firsthand what the vaccination is capable of, and they're opting out of it. And so, their whole lifestyle changes, and you have to wonder about the mental health of a person that goes through these types of things. Like I said, last year heroes are today's criminals. And so there are a lot of effects that happen that are not just physical. You have to talk about mental, emotional, financial. There's a lot of distress that's going on behind this vaccine right now. So, just, I don't know, pray for one another. I don't know if that's the right thing to say, but, it's people going through a lot right now. I have to get into one funny thing, because it's so funny that we're getting such a backlash, and people wanting this, the cancel culture right now, and everybody wants to cancel Mr. Dave Chapelle and Netflix.
Oh yeah, let's give Dave Chapelle a round of applause. Let's give Dave a round of applause, because I watched that man and I was weak, and
Grizz, it was so funny. I don't even know how you can be offended by so much truth. Like, it's the funniest.
Because it's the truth. What part of it you don't understand? And he wasn't hitting on the LBGTQ. He was hitting on everything. Why is it good for you and not good for us? You know what I'm saying? And that's all everybody been saying. Like, if you want to be treated equal, you got to be on the playing field. Everybody get made fun of. Everybody get talked about.
You know what? And I'll say this, because I find it offensive that the LGBTQ plus community is so offended by everything heterosexual. I don't care how you say it, when you say it, where you say it, why you said it. If it is heterosexual line, there is an issue with it. Why don't we have, as heterosexual people, the same right to our opinion and preference as everybody else wants to have?
Because it's the people who have the people that are running the game right now.
I mean, I understand that, but what I'm saying is let's all be of common sense and say that we all know everything is not for everybody. And just because you demand to be respected does not mean that you are liked. Okay. Those are two totally separate, different things. So I just want for people from that community to also regard other people's feelings and opinions and preferences, not to be a part of what makes them happy. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But Dave Chapelle was absolutely hilariously, amazingly funny in his Netflix series. And I hope he make $1 billion off of it too. You know, keep talking about it some more, make the man some more money. Dave Chappelle is someone that 10 years ago I was not at all enticed by. I didn't find him humorous. I actually found him quite annoying. I didn't get a lot of his things, but I was very much tuned out of some of the political and things that he was speaking about. So being of older age and maturity, I absolutely get it. He is funny. D.L. Hughley is absolutely funny, which he's sometimes nerve-wracking on his morning show. So I really found it funny that I was entertained entirely by his stand-up that I went to the other week. That's another person that
now D.L. Hughley is funny. His stand-up at the Funny Bone, I could not stop laughing.
Baby, he was hilarious.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. D.L. Hughley had me weak. Like,
but the thing about it is they're so factually funny. Those are two comedians that have a way of interacting with the audience on so many factual things that just so happens to be funny as hell, especially when they talking about it. So for me, big ups to Dave Chappelle. I like that he doesn't bow down. I like that Dave Chappelle is like, I'm gonna be an artist whether y'all like. You know, he puts me in the mind of Richard Pryor a little bit, because Richard Pryor gonna say what the hell he's gonna say. Y'all can take
whether
it or
you
leave
like
it
it or not.
one way or the other.
Red
He
Fox
said
is like that too. That's the thing of being a comedian. Dave let it know when he first got on. He said, "Hey, this probably would be my last special for a very long time." You know what I'm talking about?
Didn't Netflix lose one deal with him a few years ago by trying to ban something, one of his comedy shows or whatever? Anyway, they still regret it, and he's still getting rich. So that's a really good thing. Oh, you know what I forgot to mention about the NBA when we were talking about sports earlier? I forgot to mention these fools. A fool gonna be a fool. If he ain't nothing else, he gonna be a damn fool. So did you hear about the NBA players that have been trying to scam?
Oh yeah. Yeah. The 18, was it 18 of them?
Yes, 18 idiots. Y'all done spent all y'all time in the NBA making all this money. You done ran through it with your hoes and whatnot. And now you're broke trying to scam the government out of their money. Well, first of all, your name too big, and somebody was going to take note that you are claiming medical things and dental things that have never been a part of your medical or dental history. So, boys and girls, what did we learn just now about lying? Don't do it, because you got to keep up with the lie the entire time. You can't go to one hospital and one doctor and saying that this and this and this done happen, and you get to the next hospital and they do a review, and that never ever happens. So I just want to say, don't be stupid, stuck on stupid, and relaxed on dumb, like we encourage you not to be every Wednesday. And like I said again, these were people at one point in a position to make lots and lots and lots of money. You didn't tap into it, that's your fault. Don't try to scam us, because we, the regular people, the working people, are helping to pay them falsified medical claims, and we don't like it. So I'm glad y'all raggedy selves got caught.
And
so
they goofy too, because they giving, as usual, how the system is set up, they giving us the longest time, the most outrageous sentencing for these crimes. And when are you gonna wake up and smell a coffee? I don't think they will.
They stuck on stupid and relaxed on dumb. But since you're talking about sentences and those of us of color, I want to also say, and I'm going to do more research on this, and I have more information. And since we also spoke on D.L. Hughley, he's the one that brought it to my attention that there is a Tennessee judge, female judge at that is sentencing children on made up criminal charges, crimes that do not exist on any form of legislation, sentencing children as young as 5 and 6 years old.
What? Where is this at?
Prison. This is in Tennessee. So I'm going to do more research on it this week. I will have more information, but Tennessee residents, if you have information, if you have been a victim of, if you know about this judge that I speak of, you inbox me, tap me in, DM me to let me know exactly what you know, and we're going to get you on this show next week to talk about it, because somebody has got to talk about it. We've known it to be true. They've always sentenced Black people longer. They've sentenced us, charged us as adults when we were still children. It's been going on, but 5 and 6 years old, I said, let me look into this. D.L. Hughley did bring it to my attention. I tapped into his show and he was mentioning it. I have to get off really quickly because I had children, but I am going to get to the bottom of this. And by next week, I will have names, I will have sentences, and I will have the chunked up criminal charges that we know they will be. Because at 5 and 6 years old, you ain't committing no crime. You being a child, honey.
Let me ask you before we shut this down. Hey, what do you think of polygamy? I want to bring somebody on here that actually lives in the city that is, or not in the city, but has in the city or practicing that lifestyle. What's your take on that right quick?
You know what? I have always been a sayer of to each his own. I think if it's a lifestyle that you are happy in, you're safe, and you're not harming anyone, I think go for it. I mean, you know, we can't, I as a person won't ever try to put my personal opinions and views on another person's relationship that I don't have to engage in. So I'm open to hear the discussion. I want to know how some of it works. Do y'all pick nights? Do y'all draw straws?
Exactly. I think that'll be an exciting show.
Is everybody helping to solve the arguments when they happen, or is it just between the two that's arguing? I just want a little bit of insight. You know,
how does it work?
One way or the other.
How does it work?
Like to know.
Hey, let us know how it works. Can you tell us how it works? You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
but
how do it work?
But,
are you sexually comfortable? I mean, you would have to be, but in the same breath as, you know, there's so many questions. So yes,
so many questions. I've been thinking about that show for the longest. Like, man, I want somebody real deal to get on here because I want to get to the nitty gritty. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and they have to be a person that's very honest, because I don't want some cookie cutter version of what you expect for people to hear you say. I really want to know the real deal. Like, how does it work? What goes on? Do y'all pick days where somebody's cooking? Do y'all got certain chores? Is people paying certain bills?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm not judging.
You got questions too. You got questions too. So we might work on that. You know what I'm talking about? Finding us a polygamist. But anyway.
We gotta get a real polygamist, though. We can't be having somebody in here that's just, you know,
saying their opinion. No, I want all three of them on the screen.
The lifestyle happily and safely. I would like to talk to one of you.
Yeah, see, there we go. We gonna work on that. But once again, it's Wednesday to Wednesday, and this is our time. I appreciate M80 coming on. You know what I'm talking about. I also want to give a quick shout out to, and I don't know if you jumped in the room or not, but the group. But I think I gave you the invite for the Blueprint Book Club, which is for strictly Black women and Black men. You know what I'm talking about? And we're trying to make it huge. I still don't know how to make anybody administrators on there, but we're gonna figure it out. But
you better figure that out first before you have folks posting any damn thing.
I mean, I can regulate that, but I also like I wanted you and I wanted Michelle and Donnie to be administrators too. But I'm glad that a lot of people. I think we got over 89, close to the 90-something people in the Facebook group. You know what I'm saying? And I've asked everyone to post what they're reading. And like I said, the first book I wanted it to be Essence of Black, and for everyone to read that, you know what I'm talking about, download it or pick it up off the website, because I do want to support our local folks here who are in everything from entertainment to cooking to music to writing, play, whatever you're doing. To make it happen.
Look, tap in.
Tap in. And it's hard to get people to tap in, man. People, it's hard for people to tap in, but it's easy for them to get to put the wool pulled over their eyes. I don't understand it. But anyway, I'm going to let you go. We're going to get up out of here so we can get back here next Wednesday. Of course, there's going to be some new jumping off, but like we say all the time, don't be stuck on stupid. And relaxed on dumb. See y'all next week.
right now.
Nobody got nothing on us.
You're locked in to the greatest station, GRIZZBIZMY2SENSE.
All gold on his boat, see the gold from his lips. He was raised that way. Papa sister shit bumping, I was born to race. Wrist whipping, nothing different, just a suit and a flip. Sin City, he was selling shit, it is what it is. Call bodies at the party, hey, fell in the grave. Rest up, eyes up while I skate. Kid push, like I'm moving with fame. Fuck a peer, know they ass got something to say. They